I don't understand why some teams are like, oh, if I'm only getting 1 or 2 yards, that means I got to stop running the ball. I've never
Mm-hmm.
understood that. I've never understood that. Like, there's no reason why I brought Derrick Henry over here to give me 13 carries in a regular season game. And it's not like we was ever just getting just completely blown out, but it's just that it's play calling. I don't understand why goddamn Derrick Henry wasn't in on the last play of the game. It's like, what did you bring him in here for? If and this ain't the first time I've seen this to where
Mm-hmm.
it's the last play of the game and you don't have him in there. Like, who are you confusing?
Derrick Henry, 13 carries for 65 yards, 5 yards a touch, and he had a rush of 31 yards. So yeah,
You
I
stop
feel no
running the
reason.
ball wide. Like,
Yeah.
this is, bro, there was no time in this game where we were down like enough to where you can justify not running the ball that much. The most they was down was what, 5.6 at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
when they was 6-0. And from that, they was down by no more than 5. So I don't understand why. And then he's averaging 5 yards a carry, and you stop running the ball. Why? Like, it's just when you go back and look at it, it don't make sense. It makes zero
Man,
sense. And those
yeah,
fucking penalties, every time a penalty came, bro, it was off of a positive play. We keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Like,
yeah.
it's like they just don't want to beat these niggas.
12 penalties for 80 yards,
Terrible.
3 turnovers. It's
And
crazy, bro.
hey, Lamar
Yeah,
looked bad. He went 16 to 33. That's under 50%. He wasn't efficient that game because they tried to make him do too much. And I know a lot of
Chris.
that is him just throwing the ball away and stuff like that. But it's like, what are y'all doing?
Y'all had 19 total rushing attempts for 124, and the Steelers had 34 for 122.
So look what they stuck to what they knew. They stick to what they.
That's crazy. That's crazy you mentioned that. Y'all passed them up way too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they threw the ball. He threw the ball 33 times in a low scoring game where you shouldn't have had to. There's
that's
no reason why
crazy.
we shouldn't have easily got close to 200 yards running this game. But you
So
decided to stop giving him the ball.
why do you think they did that? Like, what is the explanation from a guy that watches the Ravens and follows the Ravens? Why did they do that? Because I
I
didn't
don't
even
even
feel like
know
I
if this is a league
noticed
thing
it.
or anything. I think this. I don't even think this is a league thing. If they see that, like, if they see that the run ain't working, they just go away from it. Now I understand, like, if you getting your ass beat and it's like, okay, now you got to throw the ball, but that
Mhm.
wasn't the case here. The same thing in the championship game last year. 6 rushes and not 13. What, bro? I just be trying to figure out what did you get him for?
Yeah, nah, that's
We
crazy.
can get
Especially,
anybody
yeah,
from, bro. The Baltimore Ravens can get anybody from the gas station and make him look like a good running back. But
yeah.
you go and get somebody with the cachet Derrick Henry, and what did you get him for?
And he was playing well because it was like I
There's
kind of just felt like maybe it felt like watching the game live without just looking at the stats. It felt like, oh, he ain't Derrick Henry ain't doing nothing, and then you look at the
yeah, but
actual
you but
numbers.
but the thing
Yeah,
about it is, if people are really watching, that's kind of
yeah,
been him all season. Just because sometimes they line him up outside Lamar, that's not really the way he run. But then they put him in the eye. But that's always been Derrick Henry. He'll get 2, 3, 4 yards here, but he's going to break one loose. That's been
yeah.
him since he was in Tennessee. But
And he
you
said,
gotta give him the
gotta feed
touches
him.
to make that happen. You're not gonna get nothing out of him with 13 carries.
And just on top of that, Najee Harris ran it 18 times for 63 yards, 3.5 yards per carry.
See, and
You
it took
you
him
got to get
five
more.
took him
Yeah,
5 more carries to get 2 less yards.
yeah. You gotta feed Derrick Henry more than you
Got
feed
to
Najee
feed the
Harris. That's
beast.
crazy.
Why
That's
is
crazy.
he here? I can do that with any other running back if I wanted to if I'm Baltimore, and probably could have got down to the same result just because
Have,
that's what they do. But it's like, you come on, man. They
so
I don't understand it. I really don't. I
since
mean,
They
Shout out to
abandoned the
the
run.
Steelers.
How did you feel about the passing game? Because it felt like they was off all game too. Not only was you not running the ball, it felt like the pass game was off.
It was off. There was drops. Like I said, whenever they did get positive yards, it came back because of a flag, bro. This is one of them games where you could look at a team and say they literally beat themselves with bad penalties and bad play calling. They beat themselves. And elephant in the room, Justin Tucker, the
Oh yeah, no, he
one of
missed
three
two.
from field was one of three.
He missed two. That was bad.
So I tell everybody all the time, you got to account for all of the points you didn't get, especially when we're talking about field goals. That's 6 points right there. That's the game.
33%. He was 1 for 3. He hit a
That's the
54
game.
yard.
That's
Yeah.
the game. Them 6 point right there, we may be having a different conversation because now they don't get the ball, at the 40 yard or wherever you kick the ball from. Now you get points and you got to kick it off.
Chris Boswell had 18 points, 6 for 6 from field goal. Bro, the Steelers didn't score a touchdown. They sure did it. They didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, because no quarterback played good.
I ain't gonna
But
lie. I was gonna ask you that because I low key because he didn't play good. That red zone interception was bad, but I felt like those two. I felt like it was a couple plays to Pickens, like it always seems like it is. That were just dots. That throw on the sideline, that was a dot, bro. I feel like
but
Russell
see,
Wilson made
but
a
and
couple
I was about
plays.
to say this is the game where they showed you why they brought Russell Wilson over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you ain't score a touchdown, you threw a terrible interception. Yeah, you had to kick 6 field goals to get the dub, but guess what? You kept feeding George Pickens, which is what they needed. This is what they needed. This is what they needed to see if he was really good, if he actually had somebody comparable throwing him the ball, because we all knew he was a dog.
Yeah.
So we see that he's turning into a true number one receiver. He threw the ball to shit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different niggas.
Yep.
So that's what you brought him in for. And it's not like
It
he was just dunking it off. He only had he only threw 8 passes to his running backs, it looked like. So he was actually
mhm.
throwing the ball.
And George Pickens has climbed the rankings. I think he's top 5 in receiving yards now. So he done literally turned George Pickens into a star receiver, and I think that's gonna be big for them. I did want to ask you about this because I low key everybody talk shit about the Ravens pass defense. I thought Trey White had 2 really good plays on George Pickens in the red zone. I thought he stopped 2 touchdowns. I thought Trey White looked actually pretty good for y'all.
Yeah, a lot of people was trying to shit on the Tre'Davious White pickup. But the one thing we know about Baltimore is when they go get somebody that niggas think is washed on defense, they gonna show you that he still got something left in the tank. That's one thing, nigga. We got Kyle Van Noy off his couches, making him look like a goddamn Pro Bowler last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't mad at the pickup. I was like, we need another DB because that's. I'm just glad that Kyle Hamilton was there. He showed his presence once again, showed
Yeah,
why he is the
great.
best safety in the league.
Yes,
But
I agree.
it's just still too many penalties, too many own self-inflicted mistakes that's causing you to lose. And that's been every game we've lost. It's been our own mistakes.
Yeah,
It's been our own fault. It's been our own
yeah.
fault.
I just wanted it just because I get it. You a Ravens fan. This one kind of hurt a little bit, but
But I'm a realist,
oh,
bro.
the pass coverage, bro. I actually feel like the pass coverage held up, and not because Russell Wilson sucks, but because y'all had some really good plays in the secondary. Trey White had 2 pass deflections, both in the end zone on George Pickens. Brandon Stevens had 2 pass deflections. Marlon Humphreys had one, and like y'all actually was playing really solid coverage. Roquan Smith did get hurt, and I think that was a big loss.
Yeah.
But I honestly think I don't know how'd you come away because at first when we talked about the Steelers, you was like, "Yeah, I'm not really feeling them. I don't think they contenders. They just play us tough." Did that change, or do you still just feel like the Steelers are just decent?
I do definitely feel like this was a measuring stick, even though I still feel like they beat us with whoever the fuck they got back there. But Shit, let me see what they remaining schedule is. But really though, it's not really just anybody that I could just definitively say, like, oh yeah, the Steelers gonna lose.
They got the Browns coming up, but then they still got the Chiefs, the Bengals twice, and the Eagles. So it goes Browns, Bengals,
I wouldn't mind
Browns
that.
again,
I wouldn't mind
Eagles
that Bengals
twice.
game just because that'll show if that defense can stop a high-powered offense that you know is going
Mm-hmm.
to throw the ball, and then that Eagles game, that's going to be that. I think that'll be the telling tale right there.
Then they got the Chiefs too.
Because
By
and
the
the
end of
only
the
reason
season,
why
we'll
is because
see the Steelers win.
I would say just because Russ ain't. I think what was the first game Russ played when he came back was the Jets, and they're terrible. So it's not like that, you know. But I'll give him that Commanders game because that was a test of me. I think the Commanders
Mm-hmm.
are a good team. So I mean, but just the only team I could just really say that may get them problems, bro. Honestly, is probably the Chiefs that they played on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like I just don't see nobody on their schedule. Like you said, they got Cleveland twice, they got the Bengals twice, they got the Eagles, they got us again, and they got the Chiefs. I just can't definitively say that, oh, they can lose against any of these teams.
I feel like they got a well-rounded team. They really
They can
do.
they can damn near clean slate, go undefeated. If we're gonna be honest, I don't
I
think it
wouldn't be
happened, but
surprised
they could.
because it's like you don't need Russell Wilson to be Seattle Russell Wilson. You
You
just
don't.
need him to make the few plays because their defense is real. The
You
coaching
just
is
need them to
good.
throw. I don't need you to
Yeah,
run all over the place. I don't need you to try to escape. Throw the ball. We know you
yeah.
can still do that.
Who y'all got coming up before we move to the next topic?
uh,
Let me make sure. Let me look.
so we got the Chargers coming on Monday. I'm about sick of them bastards. We need to go ahead and hand them that L. And then we got the Eagles after that. Got the Giants. And then the Steelers
Oh,
again.
and then y'all got the Texans too.
I
It's
hope
not a
they
skip.
beat. I hope they beat the brakes off the Texans. You already know where I'm standing on that. I hope they beat the shit out of them.
The Chargers game, I think the Chargers are a little bit overrated just because they 7-3, but I think they're a little bit overrated. Um,
They well coached, so that's the only I'll give them that. But you know that 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 game, like I said, that game just worries me just because we shoot ourselves in the foot.
yeah, but with talent, it's like y'all watch them talent wise. It's like they got like Quentin Johnson, and I was
Lan
like, who is some
McConkey,
like? Yeah, nah, I'm good on the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert, but even watching that Bengals game, I'm like, I never felt like the Bengals was out, even when they was getting destroyed. So it's like that's not a good sign. So I don't know. But you got anything else on Steelers Ravens?
no man, I'm off that. That should have been a game we should have lost, but won. But it is what it is, man.
That I think that interception that was the biggest play of the game. That was absolutely crazy. And it's like it'd be hard to come back from a play like that. But that was a good game, bro. I honestly, in my opinion, I know we gonna get to the Chiefs Bills, but I enjoyed that Steelers Ravens game. That just was old school, early 2000s football. You say
Always
it won a
is, just like it
bro.
always is.
Moho won a game without scoring a touchdown. That's crazy, bro.
That's disgusting.
So I enjoyed it.